The chief complaint about Bitcoin I hear is that it doesn't produce any cash flow. It doesn't have any yield. Well, today I'm going to show you with options how you can use some Bitcoin exposure to actually produce cash flow that you then can throw into more Bitcoin or do what you want with it, live off of maybe. So with that, welcome to the channel. If it's your first time, welcome. And I want to preface this episode with I'm a strong bull on Bitcoin. I think it's grossly undervalued. And I'll even leave a link below to an analysis I did on comparing Bitcoin to other store values and why I think it's undervalued. But with that being said, I'm going to show you some ways to perhaps diversify a little bit to produce a little bit of that cash flow. First, want to talk through that this is just a table of monthly returns of Bitcoin. And you can kind of see that over time we've gotten perhaps less volatile. And you can see a lot of green for up months and a lot of red also. So what I did was I just copied all of these monthly returns over here into one column, just to give you a sense of the counts. And in terms of the number of months over 10% returns, we had 62 or about 41% of all the months, but we also had 44% of months with negative returns. So obviously Bitcoin could keep going up, but it's probably not going to go up in a straight line. It's nothing too crazy there with that statement. And here I want to show you what I've been doing with IBIT, which is the Bitcoin ETF, the iShares Bitcoin ETF. And I've been doing this for a couple months now. I just bought 100 shares and I've been selling calls against it. And like I said, I'm bullish overall. That's why I do have some long positions here. But overall, or just in general, if you wanted to produce some cash flow, you could just sell call against your shares each month. And like for example, here I collected $175, which I could then put to use to buying more Bitcoin or doing whatever, living off of perhaps, because that's the complaint, that it does not produce cash. Now, the downside of this is you're capping your upside at 66. So it could go up at like another 10%. But after that, I wouldn't really be participating in that move upwards. So pros that you get cash flow off of some of your Bitcoin. So you could sell some of your Bitcoin or buy some IBIT and then sell calls off of that. On the put side, if you thought it might go down and you're comfortable buying it at a lower price, now maybe you don't have shares right now of IBIT, but you want to get into it. It's we're sitting at July 1st, so maybe within the next month, maybe 55 is the price you're comfortable with, and you'd be selling to open. So if it dipped below 55, you'd be a buyer at 55. So for 100 shares, you need to hold $5,500 and you would collect 88. So 88 divided by 5,500 is 1.6% for a month. If you multiply that by 12, you get 19.2%. So that seems like a pretty good annualized return for something that you want to hold. And chances are it very well could drop that much. Might not be likely. Right now, the delta is showing like it at a 20% chance of it dipping that low. So that, but yeah, hopefully you enjoyed thinking through a way you could produce cash flow with IBIT shares, or if you wanted more volatility, maybe collect more premium, do something on something like MSTR, Sailor's strategy. And yeah, let me know what you're doing. Are you creating cash flow with IBIT exposure or Bitcoin exposure? And I'll see you in the next video.